In this tutorial, I'll be going over the work that is due this Monday, specifically the project in which you are tracing the letter forms from FontShop. As you see here in Illustrator, I have already a screenshot from FontShop in my board here. To prepare for this, I'm going to go ahead and take the click on the screenshot, and I will actually drop the opacity down to 20. As you see here, I've also got guide layers set up. We actually need to set up a number of guides that allow us to do the proper tracing. Remember, we want to set up our document file document setup at and we'll edit our artboards, make sure that we're at A3 and we're at horizontal or landscape orientation. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here so I can see this. I'll click on my selection tool, and that will then set my workspace. I will then go into preferences and look at the units and make sure that all of this is in millimeters. This type can be in points if you want. That's not a problem, but I think general and stroke will be in millimeters. Hit OK. Also, you want to go into preferences and you want to have a look at the general. You want to see what the keyboard increments in terms of being able then to adjust your kerning. I've got mine currently set at 0.05. I might even add another 0 in here if I want really tiny increments of movement with my arrow. So I hit OK. We make sure that our rulers are set up. Go to hide rulers, go to show rulers, and everything's in millimeters. We want to then set up our guides based upon the information that we received in our reading. I'm going to go ahead and set up I'll work in my guide layer. I will zoom in here and I'm going to set up my cap line. I'll grab this and I'm going to hold down spacebar and then left click with my mouse and set that up. I'm going to zoom in on my guidelines here shortly to make sure they're all there. I'll bring in my mean line, and I will bring in the baseline, and lastly I'll be bringing in my beard line. And so I'm just going to zoom in here to make sure that these are absolutely lined up with this. Now you see this is what is the effects of a bitmap, and that is that you get this sort of gradation here, which is actually the pixels from the PNG. You can even see the sort of degradation of the imagery here. So I'm going to bring this right up to the top of that gray, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to bring in this beard line, baseline, pardon me, and then I will adjust my beard line here as well. So I've got all my guides here. I brought in my screenshot for FontShop. I haven't scaled that. I brought it in exactly as I had taken it from FontShop site. I'm going to go ahead and lock that layer, and then I'm going to bring in my line tool, and I'm going to then begin creating an outline for my J, begin drawing that, so I can then put what I want to make sure I have black stroke, no fill, line tool, and then I'm going to begin, and I can hold down Shift key to get nice horizontal lines. Okay, now my stroke is a little thick, so I will adjust my stroke once I get the basic vectors here. So for arches here, arcs, you want to not put too many vector points in. If I'm still holding down the Shift key, I can go Command Z, and that takes me back one step. I place a vector point, and then I pull, place another one, and then I'll place another one here, and then, and then, I lost my point. So I'll continue on here, come back here, continue on, and shift, get a nice vertical here. I'm going to come here to this point, get my arc. I will come here, get my arc, and again, arcs are typically 3 points. So at the beginning of the arc, the middle of the arc, at the end of the arc is, and I'm holding down the Shift key, is typically how you want to go about that. You don't want to have too many arcs on here, too many vector points, excuse me, and then hold down Shift. You see the 0, see the little O when I complete the path. That indicates that, and I've got my smart guides on, that indicates that I've completed my path. So as you see here, I have the first sort of drawing of my letter here, and I'm now going to, in the next tutorial, I'll go in here and start cleaning this up. This concludes the first part of this tutorial. Thank you very much.